Viewers, let's get straight to the point. The I.N.D.I.A Bloc has constantly told us that if Modi is voted back to office, he will tear up the constitution, that he will suspend democracy and declare himself Prime Minister for life, much like Putin has done in Russia. Given the I.N.D.I.A Bloc's regard for democratic propriety, it comes as a massive surprise that Rahul Gandhi's, the Mamata Banerjees, and AAP's always eager to comment leaders are remarkably silent when one of their own has threatened to jail Modi if voted back to power. Listen to these vengeful sentiments from Misa Bharti, Lalu's daughter.
जब आते हैं वो हमारे परिवार पे आरोप लगाते हैं भ्रष्टाचार का, जानते हैं कितना बड़ा भ्रष्टाचार है। अगर देश की जनता ने कहीं हमें मौका दे दिया इंडिया गठबंधन को, प्रधानमंत्री से लेकर के जितने भी भाजपा नेता हैं जेल के अंदर बंद हो।
Vendetta is of course the signature playbook of dysfunctional polities. Jailing opponents for no rhyme or reason other than teaching them a lesson is the stuff of the emergency era when Indira Gandhi locked up hundreds of thousands of opposition leaders, including Misa Bharti's own father, Lalu Yadav. In fact, Misa is named after the Act, Maintenance of Internal Security Act, under which the emergency was imposed by Indira Gandhi. Naturally, the BJP is hitting back at Misa Bharti. Listen.
अभी मीसा भारती ने अभी का ये इतने फ्रस्ट्रेटेड हो गए हैं, ऐसे को मीसा भारती बोलती है मैं चुनाव के बाद जेल में भेजूं। ऐसा फ्रस्ट्रेशन, ऐसा निराशा, ऐसी निराशा। लालू सेहत के कारण बेल पर है कि नहीं है, चारा घोटाले में इन्वॉल्व है कि नहीं है, और लोगों से मीसा भारती पर अंजाम है कि नहीं है, जो खुद बेल पर हो, जिनसे खुद पूछताछ हो रही हो, वो आज मोदी जी को गाली दे रहे हैं।
Let's go across to Tehseen Poonawalla and the BJP's national spokesperson, as well as, of course, the spokesperson of the RJD, Professor Anwar Pasha. Tehseen Poonawalla, this remark from Misa Bharti, given that her father has been convicted not once, not twice, not thrice, not 4 times, but 5 times, reeks not of a principled stand, but of vendetta. You put my father in jail, I'll put the BJP's leadership in jail. This is all that it is. The I.N.D.I.A Bloc says that it is going to uphold democratic principles. Yet this is the message that you want to be elected on. Vendetta, vengefulness, revenge, evening the scales. You're on mute, I think. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, Rahul, once again, and happy Eid to Anwar Pasha. Eid Mubarak, Anwarji. 2 things, Rahul. This is an unacceptable statement by Misa Bharti. Unacceptable. I do not like the BJP. I'm against the BJP. I disapprove of the BJP. But we cannot become what we fight. You rightly in your introduction said that she is Misa after the Misa Act under which Laluji was in jail. And today, undemocratically, we have an emergency in the country where we have 2 sitting chief ministers in jail. 2 sitting chief ministers. We are fighting this. It is important we throw the BJP out. It is important Prime Minister Modi do not continue as Prime Minister. It is extremely important to safeguard our democracy because the BJP uses democracy to stifle democracy, uses freedoms to restrict and clamp down on freedom. So it is important to a democratic process we throw them out. But we cannot become what we fight. It is unacceptable. What the BJP is doing in this country is terrible. But we can't fight this evil with another evil. We have to fight it with goodness. So a democratic process that elects us must be the way forward. And I don't think Prime Minister Modi has done anything such that deserves that he goes to prison. You can disagree with his policies. I completely disagree. I even think some of them were callous. They led to loss of life, especially demonetization before our lockdown. But he's not criminally responsible. You can argue and fight on policy. So I hope better sense prevails in the India Alliance leaders. I support them. I hope they are more empathetic. This is not, 1, what's expected of India Alliance. 2, this will also lead to loss of votes. People don't like this kind of politics. Even
Mr.
politically, it doesn't make sense.
Then let me ask you, since you said let's not become who we are opposing, does the silence on the part of the Congress's top brass tonight, you're in alliance with the RJD, don't forget, does the DMK silence, does the TMC silence on what is an emergency mindset suggest that you have become what you are not, or you don't want to
But
be?
But my friend Tejasvi, who's her brother, said that he has nothing to do with the statement and give
That
distance.
doesn't matter.
Once Tejasvi has,
We
once
like to
Tejasvi
hear.
has, he's the face. Once Tejasvi has, the statement holds no value.
No,
So
obviously,
currently
who
her
is
statement,
Tejasvi? No, hang on, just a minute.
No, he's the head of the party right now.
Yeah,
after
that's fine. But where is Rahul Gandhi's great concern for the direction in which our democracy is heading? Tehseen Poonawala, you yourself have said very clearly that this is unacceptable. This suggests that we are becoming what we are fighting. Surely Rahul Gandhi, who says that I have opened a mohabbat ki dukaan, should be the first to speak. He is willy-nilly, I don't know, maybe not in your estimation, but a large number of pollsters believe that he is the face of the India alliance. Where's the silence? What does his silence suggest? That he's selective? That he puts politics over principle?
No. Rahul Gandhi has been very principled. He's always stood against what is wrong.
So where is he today?
In fact, when Laluji was convicted, it is because he tore away the ordinance that nobody who's criminal will be allowed to continue in parliament. He's always stood he's always stood for what is correct.
But then he
so
apologized
Rahulji
later.
Always
but
said,
I just want to ask you.
But Rahulji has always said that we have no place for such politics.
No, but where
and
is he?
Said the
what
same.
Does his silence tell me?
He's at the moment campaigning. I'm sure at the right time through his colleagues he will react. But I am saying this, as Tejasvi said, that it is unacceptable, and I know
Let me bring in.
It is unacceptable.
Let me bring in the RJD spokesperson Anwar Pasha.
Yes.
Mr. Pasha, Tehseen Poonawala says very clearly, this is unacceptable. ये नहीं बोलना चाहिए था मीसा भारती ने. But she has spoken such words. This is vengefulness. This is an emergency mindset. Mr. Lalu Yadav went to prison during the emergency. He named his daughter Misa after the stringent provision of the law that led to the imposition of emergency. Today he is allowing his daughter to speak like a dictator?
Yes, Mr. Rahul, Eid Mubarak to you and all the viewers.
Ji.
I'm not able to understand why there is so much hue and cry on the statement of Mrs. Misa Bharti. What is wrong in his statement?
Okay.
At present, since PM Shri Narendra Modi ji and other BJP leaders are in power, so they are able to cover up all their corruptions. But once the government changes, then the scenario will be changed.
You don't need to wait for the government
to change. She was just stating it. And she
go
was
to
just
the court.
stating it. It is a fact.
If you believe
She
that
was
Modi...
telling
No,
that
hang on,
if
one
somebody-
second. One second,
if
sir. No, one second,
Yeah.
1 second. Sir, please, be reasonable tonight. You see, the language that she is speaking, as Tehseen Poonawala says, and he didn't use these words, reeks of a Jungle Raj mentality that has been
Rahul
associated... No, 1 second, sir. Let me just tell you. The Congress party, in the first iteration of Mr. Modi's government, and I'll let Tuhin Sinha come in on this, brought up a scam. They said that Rafale was a massive scam. There were newspapers that were putting out documents that suggested impropriety. The matter was taken by some of the leading lights of the opposition's ecosystem to the Supreme Court. That is what you do. You take a matter to the Supreme Court. You allow it to be tested before the Supreme Court. You don't say that hum usko jail mein dal denge. Why don't you, if you believe that Mr. Modi is corrupt, go to the Supreme Court, take your case, do it today, before the election. Result is out. Do it now.
Mr. Rahul, you have just mentioned the Rafale case. You know, in France, the case is still open. It has not been closed.
Okay.
And I'm sure if the government changes here,
Right.
the case will again be opened.
Okay, let me also tell you that there is a case.
It's a matter of
there is a Fin Mechanica
it's
case.
a matter of the security
no,
of the
RJD
country.
sir, no, hang on. Anwar Saab, there is a case. One second. Fin Augusta, Westland Fin Mechanica case, which is still open in Italy. Yet, the courts here have not at any level indicted any of the politicians or
Mr. Rahul.
bureaucrats who are named. So
Rahul.
hang on. So let's compare apples with apples. 1 second. Tuhin Sinha, I want you to respond to the RJD spokesperson. Tehseen Poonawalla, of course, is silent right now. He's not speaking up, just like his bosses in the Congress party. Not speaking up at all when Mr. RJD spokesperson Anwar Sahab is justifying the remarks of Misa Bharti. He's taken...
You want me to interrupt in the show?
No, you can. You can say that I don't agree with you,
Rahul,
Mr. Anwar Pasha. This is
I
not
don't
the-
agree
Tuhin
with it.
Sinha.
I don't agree. Sorry.
Tuhin Sinha.
Good evening,
I
Rahul.
don't
Tuhin
agree with
Sinha.
it.
Good
I don't
evening,
agree.
everybody.
Sorry.
Tuhin
Calm
Sinha.
down.
Yeah, Tuhin Sinha. Go ahead.
I think the argument of RJD spokesperson is very fallacious. He says the case is still open in France. There are millions of cases open worldwide and in India because some people, that is the only way some people remain in news. But fact is, the Supreme Court had taken it up extensively and not an iota of wrongdoing was found in the entire purchase of Rafale. Now, coming to Misa Bharti, the reckless comments of hers speak of only reflect, some form of illiteracy, political and otherwise. Lalu Yadav has been an habitual offender. He's a convicted criminal and there are several other cases pending investigation at the highest level in ED, for which, one of which, especially the Land for Jobs scam, conviction is very likely. As against that, Prime Minister Modi and all ministers of his cabinet enjoy an unblemished, impeccable record. So there is no comparison. It only speaks of a very reckless mindset. But I have a problem with people like Tehseen suddenly equating the situation in present-day India to the emergency of 1975. He should watch very carefully the video of Rajnath Singh's interview to I.N.D.I.A, which has come out 2 hours ago. You will understand what emergency was. You will understand what a dictator was. And unfortunately, this country has had only one dictator, which is Indira Gandhi, for 18 months without any charges. Rajnath Singh ji was kept in jail. He was not allowed to go for his mother's cremation. And she died of brain hemorrhage because of the extension of emergency. So that is what emergency is. That is how dictators behave.
Okay,
please
30
don't
seconds.
in your wildest
Tehseen Poonawalla, tell the
imagination
RJD
equate the
spokesperson Anwar
scenario with-
Sahab why he's wrong tonight. 30 seconds, I don't have much time. Please.
For one, we should not become what we fight. For two, there are many ills of this government, including Rafale, I agree. But I don't think there is personal culpability. Number three, when we choose to replace an existing system, which I believe is extremely authoritarian and dictatorial, we must replace it with a more stronger democratic system, not use the system to weaken it and put political opponents in jail the way Prime Ministers put Kejriwal ji and Hemant Soren in jail. I think we should fight for them, not try and put him in jail. I think that's unacceptable.
Okay, just a quick one, viewers, just for the facts. It's not Modi, as the courts themselves have said. It's not the center versus the AAP
It's
or
the
the...
center.
1 second, let me just finish, please. I'm just putting the hard facts. That's your rhetorical take on it. The High Court itself has said it's not the center. It's the ED versus these individuals. And it is the court that has rubber stamped the denial of bail. Those are the facts, viewers. I leave it at that.